Hello, hello. Good afternoon, my dragon family. It's Araya, aka the Dragon Lady or Dragon Mama, whatever you feel like today. Just got done with the Dragon Heart class as I do on Tuesdays, so I'm on fire energetically, feeling so blessed right now. Our meditation was with some beautiful dragons, and Metatron and Michael and Melchizedek came in, and we received some gifts and some clarity. And hello, Liana. So I just want to come on and share with you guys and just talk a little bit about things happen in the world, what working with the dragons does for us. I know we have a lot of new dragon family in the For the Love of Dragons group. I'm so excited to see you guys. We're just about to click over 600. That's exciting, and it's all grown organically, so I love that aspect. And wanted to just touch on, why do we work with them in the first place, and what does that mean? And when people are experiencing dragons, as many of you in this group already have, you have some kind of an experience, or a healer that you're working with says there's a dragon in your field, or more than one possibly, and then you sort of go, well, what do I do with that information? What does that mean, really? And hi, Chinmarie. What I've come to find, and why I wrote the book 10 years ago, The Dragon Within, is that those are experiences. Those are things that are happening for people, and they were happening more than 10 years ago when, almost 15 years ago, when the dragons started making themselves known to me and bringing back all my memory of my experiences in the dragon realms, who I be as a dragon heart. And as that slowly unfolded over time, more and more gets clarified, more and more gets understood by me, more and more keys and codes get downloaded. And as that comes in, I just start to see how it all fits in the bigger picture, where the whole origination of this planet and where our ascension is going as human species, where we're headed there, how the dragons have a role in that, what aspect they hold in that as the creators or the co-creators with this universe, in line with Mother, Father, God, as being the ones holding the space, holding the energetic space. And so they hold our keys. They hold the keys to the descension into this place, to create bodies in matter from our experience as souls in light bodies prior to this, and coming down into human form in 3D physical matter and duality, and experiencing this realm. And so not only does that mean they have the keys for understanding our past and our history and where we came from, but they hold the keys for our ascension process and the full circle that's going to bring about. Hi, Christina. As we get to the other side and we step into this human form and bring really ascension of our light bodies, is bringing it down into this time, place, now in this physical body. And how do we get this physical body actually resonating again at a frequency where it holds all 144 strands of our DNA activated, all of our light body, all the geometries that entails, and how do we get there? Where does that go? What does that look like? And a lot of that is what gets covered in the Dragon Heart program. Like today, we were actually working with activating some of the inactive DNA strands with the dragons from Orion, and talking about the bigger mechanics of the geometries and how they play into how we receive the energies. Where do they come through? Where's the portal in our body that works through? All those good things. But essentially, we have all these amazing experiences, and the dragons are there to help us. They're here to be our guides. Many of you are experiencing that, and just like our angelic guides, they have our best interest at heart, and the heart is the key piece for them, because everything about the dragons is the most loving energy that I've experienced next to Mother, Father, God, and they are that direct line to source, to Mother, Father, God energy. And so the expansion into heart openings and heart healings, which so many of us desperately need. So many of us have had heart closures and walls put around the heart, and there's so many big pieces breaking loose right now, planetarily and within us, because everything that's happening on the macrocosm is happening in the microcosm. So when you look at the planet, start realizing that those things happening both in the collective and on the planet physically are also happening for you, because Gaia is distinctly tied to us. And as the earth goes through all of these shifts, all of the rifts, all the earthquakes, all the volcanoes, all the floods, all the hurricanes, all those pieces are connected to us. Hi, Robin. And thus, when we see and experience something, we know that it's also happening within us. So as an example, Let's see, you've been seeing dragon heads faces a lot this week in the clouds or in flowers. Kind of fun. It is. It's so fun to see them, and they are super active. I would say since probably January, maybe February, is when they've been super active in the clouds, especially. Once the Dragonheart program kicked off in March, I would say the activity just went exponential, like ridiculous. And be aware, when they're in the clouds, they're not necessarily just air dragons. That's a place they can manifest and speak to you and be in form. But because they're etheric, their bodies, whether they're earth dragons, fire dragons, water dragons, air dragons, some of the other octave dragons can come through and take shape in the clouds so that they can speak to you. But we are seeing photos from all over. I see them in Reno consistently, and all these beautiful things with the rainbow energy, both rainbow dragons and rainbow phenomena happening in the sky. Incredible pickup, and there are lots and lots of things happening planetarily. One of the things that I wanted to share happened last week in one of my sessions, and a part of the heart activation is a crystalline structure that gets activated in the heart. It's like crossbars, and that's part of our light body. It's part of the anchoring or foundation stone of the light body and how we come into form. So it's one of the crux pieces, let's say that. So in the stuff that's coming up with Egypt this fall, and the female black dragon there, and how that's rising, or she's rising, and the divine feminine is back on the rise energetically with that. The activation of her womb space is going to happen while we're there between the Isis temple in Philae and the King's Chamber, the Great Pyramid, and the Sphinx that are in Giza. And along that, there's temples along the Nile between the Philae temple up in Aswan and the city of Luxor. And there's temples all along there. So her whole birth canal, the whole channel is there. Hi, Linnell. And what was incredible in this meditation, or in this session with someone, is all of a sudden there was a huge activation and a big heart opening for this client. And it was related to Egypt, and the Sekhmet chapel, which is about halfway along that, or the Sekhmet temple I should call it, had a crystal rod expand out of it, straight out of Sekhmet. And it was part of the activation that's going to be continued and completed while we're there in Egypt this fall, and the crossbar rod with it going up the entire womb channel, or the birthing canal. That it created, for me, there was a big piece of homecoming for me because of my deep connection to the bigger dragons, and the black dragon in particular, as one of the 12 of the dragons of Mu, the Council of Mu. And so with that, I felt the activation of my own piece within my own heart cracking open. And it was such a beautiful experience. And it reminded me of all the steps I've gone forward in my journey with opening to the water dragons and the silver dragons and the Tialnu, the dragon within the Tiamat shrine. All of those that are in the water dragon lineage, and that heart opening aspect, and how much work I've done and how far I've come in being able to access and really break free a really huge piece. So that's what I want for you guys. I want you to start that work and really get to that place, because the heart openings are so crucial to us being able to access our full light body and really move into that space of love, and really not only receiving but giving, and being able to do it fully open-heartedly with no fear, no anxiety, no blocks, no barriers, really transparent in the world. And that's really a big crux of what the Dragonheart program is in particular. But as we move forward, other programs I'm going to be creating, the trip in Egypt, but also the Dragon Within book club that's coming up. And I have to talk about this because I'm so excited. It's one of my favorite activities every few months, and we've got one starting in 2 weeks from Thursday, on August 9th. And that, if you don't know, is about the Dragon Within. This is my hard copy of the book, and this is your guidebook. This is a guidebook to work with all of those dragons. Hi, Heather. Great to see you. And Deveshni, hey, hello in South Africa. Just talking about Egypt and the journey that's going to be happening there. Deveshni, who is on, so glad to see you, is actually going to help me coordinate. She and Natasha Wilcott, who are down in South Africa, are helping me coordinate the first dragon workshop that I've had in 10 years. The last one was actually in 2011 in Espazelle, France was the first one that was done. I haven't done one since then, so it's 7 years in the making. The first dragon workshop is going to be happening in South Africa, and thanks to Deveshni and Natasha for helping me coordinate that and get the site and all that figured out. But with the book club, what we do is we can work through this methodically, or pieces of it. There's so much material in here. And hello from the Mexican border, Adriana. What happens in the book club is people bring all kinds of questions, subjects, and they're all related to the dragons, but some of it flows and follows with the book, and some of it comes in and is like complementary information that just is because of what's happening on the planet right now or what people are experiencing. And so it's fresh and active and new and vibrant each time. And so I know that everyone that's done it has gotten so much out of it, because part of it is a live group meditation. So you're getting not only a live meditation with me every week for 6 weeks, but a group enhanced energetic, because when you add 2 people together, what do they say? If 2 people come together in prayer, that it compounds it, right? It squares the energy. 10 times that is not just 10 people is not 10 times that, it's tenfold, it's exponential, it's like 100 times. And so that's where I think most of the transformation energy is happening in the book club. It certainly is much more of an experience than I expected it to be. I actually put off creating a book club for months and months and months, and I can't believe I ever waited, because once I finally did it, it's so much fun. And hello, Samantha Faye. There's my instigator, my mentor from last year, who actually got me to do the book club. She's the one that just kept saying, just do it. You know you need to do this. And I put it off, and finally listening to her and my guides has led to some incredible friendships, incredible openings, new information, because, hey, downloads happen at any given point. Downloads happen even in lives like this. And when that group comes together, things come through, and it's amazing. And so I encourage you, if you're considering it all, let me know. There's only 10 spaces. I know 1 or 2 are gone already, and if it's not a time of day that works for you, please still also message me, because I will keep you on the list to be notified of the next one that gets scheduled. And if I know what time zones everybody that's on the interested list are sitting in, I can sort of work with that and shift it to an evening time for us here in the States. Right now I've got it set at 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. on Thursdays, because it fits a lot of the United States and it fits all of the European zone, which is where I have a lot of interest as well, all the English speakers there. And I know that the French speakers are waiting for one in French. I need to find time to do it all. So putting that out there, want you guys to know about it. If you have any questions today, feel free to post them in the comments. Otherwise, I just encourage you, and I hope that most of the new people in the group start watching the videos, because we talk about different subjects each time. And the video archive is a huge, huge resource. It's on the video tab in the group or the YouTube channel. I think the tab takes you to the YouTube channel. If not, I'll post it in the comments here, because I have a whole playlist that's just about dragons on YouTube. I've been doing weekly lives since November, which means there's a whole bunch of videos about dragons and working with them, and they're all on YouTube, and they're all free, and they're great resources. So I love coming in and talking with you guys every Monday. I'm so glad to see some of you guys here, and for those that are watching the replay, sending a big shout out. And I would encourage you today, we've got a lot of funky energy happening with the collective since Sunday. I've seen other reports on it around Facebook, and I know that everybody in my group with the Dragon Hearts that I tuned in with today has been feeling it since Sunday, and it's bringing on like really heavy, dense, you turned into your dragon self twice this weekend. It's definitely getting stronger. That's right. And hi, Bernice. Since Sunday, there's been a high level of, and I feel like it's as we reach a new plateau and a new wave of higher ascension energy comes through, and things happen, like with the thing with the Sekhmet temple in Egypt aligning last Wednesday. When these new waves and things happen, it brings up the dregs of the collective energy as well to be cleared. So those, for those of us that are light workers and know how to just ground in and clear as much of that from the collective as we can, we're going to help those that are just being pulled away by that wave, because there was huge amounts of anxiety, depression, worry, angst, going into like just wanting to throw it all in the toilet. Like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Just suicidal thoughts. That kind of stuff is such dark, dense energy. And when it's coming up in a big wave, be conscious enough to look at it and go, is this really mine? Let me address that in a second, Adriana. is this really my stuff? And when you can see that, maybe there's remnants or little tidbits that you feel like are some of your residual stuff you're still working on, but it's amplified 100-fold, and you're feeling like, like maybe you even just want to go back and start drinking again if you're giving up alcohol, or that type of thing. Like you just want to go and make horrible choices. That is so much more than you. Tune in. If it's collective, try and ground yourself, ground your dragon self with that, dropping the tail down behind you, and breathe it through. Because the more you can breathe through and out of yourself, you're actually helping that collective clear so that everybody's in a higher vibrational space. So let me see. Adriana, do you know the ties between dragons and Lyrans? Are they connected in any way? I've been working with both lately. Just curious if there's any information out there about them working together. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with the Lyrans, Adriana. So if you want to fill me in on what dimensional space they're from or star system, I haven't personally worked with the Lyrans. That doesn't mean that they don't have a dragon connection. It just means that I haven't connected to it yet and brought that in, because I'm still working with the Orion, Sirian, Pleiadian, Arcturian, Andromedan, all those branches of dragons. So if you want to fill me in on that, if you end up doing the book club, that would be a great discussion to bring up in book club, because I guarantee there's going to be some other people as well. Holly, hello Pauline, good to see you. And I'm sorry you're just popping in and we're just about finished. So Adriana, I don't know if you can, a lot of feline energy with the Lyrans. Do you know where specifically universally they're from? Because there's been a lot of feline energy coming in as of late, and I have had connections showing up, and maybe I just didn't know it was connected to the Lyrans, with golden winged lions, with golden lions working with the golden dragons, and them merging into winged but furry beings. And I'm feeling like, just as I sit with that energetically that's coming in, that it is connected to that. So thank you for bringing that in. I think I just haven't been aware that it's called Lyran, and I'll have to do either some research or just sit with that in meditation and see what comes. So thank you for that piece. And otherwise, I'm going to call it a day and see you guys next week. If you have any questions at all about the book club, about Egypt, I am starting to look at the next program. It's going to probably run January, like a 4 or 5 month program called the Eye of the Dragon. So that's going to be launched and brought out probably sometime in September. And then the next Dragonheart program will be further on down the road in 2019. So lots available, lots of ways to work with me, lots of ways to work with the dragons. I do 20-minute dragon reading sessions. I do full 75-minute sessions. I do 12-week transformation programs, and obviously the other bigger programs that are starting to come out. So message, email, anything to get a hold of me. And I do also do 20-minute discovery calls. If you're unsure of whether you want to work together, you're not sure we're a good energetic fit, I'm here for that. I am happy to take 20 minutes, have a discussion by phone of what kind of work you need, what your goals are, what you're looking for, if some of these things or programs would work for you, or if there's something else energetically that your guides are saying, lead her this way. Because I do have a lot of friends in the psychic community that are great readers and healers, and I always love referring them if it's not a good fit with me. So you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining in and being here today. Sending lots of dragon energy and love your way. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Bye.